What's up everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Dion and you're watching Reptiliatus. Well friends, we are doing a big update on my satanic leaf-tailed geckos. These are the Uroplatus phantasticus, and let me just say, they truly are a fantastic species of gecko. I've been seeing a lot of comments on my... Listen, we already did a frog video. Why are you guys still doing that? I've been seeing a lot of comments asking me, why are these animals called satanic leaf-tailed geckos? Well, these animals have been given this name not because they have anything to do with Satan, but because they have little fleshy points above their eyes that look like little horns. And sometimes they're also considered satanic because at night they can periodically have reddish colored eyes. So it's very interesting, very cheeky common name, makes a lot of sense in some ways, but no, nothing about these animals is actually satanic or devilish in nature. Hope that clears things up. Alright guys, so I want to quickly say, if you enjoy videos about specialty pets such as reptiles, amphibians, and different kinds of cool invertebrates, definitely consider subscribing down below and then not forgetting to ding that little notification bell afterwards so you don't miss any of my future uploads, because I post videos twice a week, every Tuesday and, well, I'd like to say Friday, but you know. Let's get into the video. Now, last video, and I encourage you all to pause and watch it if you missed it because it'll fill you in on what we're discussing next. I moved all my satanic leaf-tailed geckos from naturalistic vivaria into sterile tubs, and this was to really monitor each individual animal, see how they were doing, because I noticed that I had at least 2 leaf-tailed geckos developed some sort of infection in their throat. I don't know if it was actually a respiratory infection, but Dr. Brown provided me with the medication. He inspected the animals, we treated them, they were fine. However, the correlation I made quickly was that the geckos that were being kept in sanitary totes with a more dry environment were doing a lot better. Now, I can't directly say that leaf-tailed geckos, or specifically satanic leaf-tailed geckos, need to be kept dry. And naturalistic vivaria can be so rewarding, don't get me wrong. But I think it's also important to recognize that naturalistic vivaria isn't necessarily the best way to keep animals in captivity. It's very rewarding, and it has its pros and cons. Sure, for animals with humidity, it really helps maintain that. Plants can filter out impurities in the air and actually make air a lot more clean. But there are also the double-edged sword factors, such as maintaining proper cleanliness. You can't just ignore fecal material, you do have to keep it clean. Friends, here's the thing. I believe there is a misconception that bioactive or naturalistic vivaria implies less work, when that isn't necessarily the case if you're maintaining such enclosures properly. I'm doing my best to let you into my thought process here, so please bear with me. Essentially, these animals are rare and delicate. If your experiences led you to see that the animals thrived one way over the other, wouldn't you make the same changes? I have to be careful with my platform because I don't want to encourage people not to keep these animals in naturalistic vivaria. By all means, I think that goes really well for most people, but my own experience is that I would like to try it this way first because I'm having a lot of success with it. Overall, I really did enjoy keeping leaf-tailed geckos in naturalistic vivaria, and I would very much like to be able to get my Uroplatus phantasticus back into fully naturalistic vivaria, but for now, I'm doing it this way because it's working well, and I'm just sharing that process with you. Please do not take this video as me saying, don't keep leaf-tailed geckos in naturalistic vivaria. That's not what I'm trying to do, because I do understand that I have a larger platform here, especially when it comes to keeping Uroplatus, and I don't want my message here to be that you shouldn't keep them in naturalistic vivaria. It's just that that's been my experience. You'll have to also consider so many other factors. Relative air humidity based on where you're from, temperatures, etc. It's not just like everybody do this, right? So I'm just documenting my experience to share it all with you, and I hope you understand that. What we're going to be doing now is setting up all my phantasticus into their former enclosures with a sterile twist. This will allow them to enjoy a lot more space encourage mating since my females have been ovulating in their bins, which in turn will hopefully result in lots of babies nearing the fall. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is install these clips that will secure the T5 fixtures that'll line the top of the shelf. This will provide ample lighting for the enclosures. Now we're going to install one of my Mist King systems I have in storage. This will be used to provide water to the animals in an automated fashion. Each enclosure will be fitted with a dual nozzle, which will ensure that the majority of the enclosure gets a good misting. Despite the misting cycle, the animals will always have access to water dishes available to them. Okay, so I'm going to be using artificial plants. I just went to the dollar store and got a bunch of these, so they're $2.50. Pretty much some of the name brand looking plants, but way cheaper. And then we have these ficus leaves, which were also from the dollar store. That was only $1.25. What's nice is they do have the ability to be bent into shape, so you can twist these around vines, wood. So what we're gonna do now is remove all these stickers, just like so, like that. And then we'll rinse them all off in the sink before implementing them into the enclosures. Now that our leaves are clean, we're going to set down our paper towel substrate. This is again part of the sterile system that I'm going to be implementing for the housing of these animals. And this will be replaced every few days as necessary, along with the cleaning of the glass if fecal material is left behind by the geckos on glass surfaces. Spraying it down helps it kind of stay in place. And then we're going to add a few nesting or lay boxes afterwards, which will provide the females with some soil and leaf litter to lay their eggs under. Now that our artificial foliage is washed and cleaned, it is ready to be implemented into the setups. It will provide the animals with ample climbing opportunities, a sense of security through being sheltered, and will just essentially give them more surface area to frolic through. After disinfecting and rinsing out my reverse osmosis reservoir, it's time to fill it with water again. This will be used to mist the enclosures using the Mist King system. Now, to ensure proper cool temperatures as well as adequate airflow, I'm going to be installing these really awesome computer fans that I purchased off Amazon. I'll provide a link down below so that you guys have access to them as well. It's an affiliate link, so I'll make a small commission on any purchase you decide to make at no expense to yourselves. The thing I really like about these fans is at their highest setting, they actually are really gentle, so you don't really have to worry about creating some type of draft that will affect the animals. What I want the fans to be able to do is dry out the water between mistings so that we don't have a stagnant or overly humid environment. This will also ensure good airflow and provide a small breeze to help maintain the cooler temperatures Uroplatus phantasticus thrive in. Okay friends, so this is the setup here. We have computer fans on, dual nozzles pointed at every side of the enclosure, lots of foliage, branches, you name it, lots of cover for the animals. They have constant access to a fresh, full water dish. Here are the egg laying bins that are provided for the enclosures that have groups that are breeding. So we'll be checking these regularly for eggs. And then of course the bottom of the enclosure is lined with paper towel that'll be replaced frequently. It's also convenient because these plants will be easy to clean. So on a weekly basis, all the plants will be removed and cleaned off with hot soapy water or maybe even chlorhexidine. We'll see what's necessary. But yeah, those are the setups and it's just gonna work so well. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out. That's the operation. Okay, let's go ahead now and move all the leaf-tailed geckos into their groups. For today's question of the day, I'd like to ask you all, have you ever had a pet that you kept bioactive or naturalistic that you ended up moving into a more sanitary or sterile environment? If that was the case, I'd love to know why in the comment section down below. Maybe they were being medicated or treated for an illness and had to be kept super clean. Maybe you found that the way that animal behaves, their habits, etc. were more conducive to needing a sterile environment. Perhaps they have such a ravenous appetite, they eat a lot of substrate by accident and you were concerned about their health. I'm curious to know, and as always, I'll give your comment a heart and hopefully we can engage in a little bit of a conversation. Now, I did want to show you guys that for the animals that I had paired up, I already placed egg laying bins in here for them. I don't think it's been long enough for any of the females to actually consider utilizing them, but this is just kind of to give you an idea how they've been the last little while. They have their water dish, and you'll see that there's some fecal material in the enclosure. I haven't bothered doing the change, which would have been, well, I think a day or two ago, just because they were going into this new tank, so it kind of felt pointless to clean out the enclosure. Okay, everybody, so this is the first group of fans we're going to be putting together. This is my male. He's just absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, this guy is gonna do some incredible things. Now let's have a look and see the ladies that he's gonna be paired up with. So he's actually been paired with this female already. And so I'm really hoping that took, because holy mackerel, are they a cool combo. And then the next female, and then this is the next one. It's quite a stunner. I've had her about 5 years now. This girl, probably gonna do some amazing things. Okay, there you go, girl. Off you go. There you go, girl. Perfect. And now the lucky boy. What are you doing, mister? There you go. So yeah, this trio is gonna do some crazy stuff. It's gonna be pretty wicked. Next we have this pair that I thought will go really nice together. And we have this lighter male. Has some really cool markings on his throat. See that over here? Okay, well this works. Go ahead. There you go. Now here we have, it's okay girl, easy, easy. We have the female. That's the next pair here. Now this enclosure here is going to house another really cool trio. These females really look like they represent fall colors. Like they're just gorgeous. So there's one female. Put her in. So this female has already been paired with the male. Go ahead. Pumpkin is the male who's going to be housed with these ladies. As you can see, perfect fit, incredible coloration. This boy has like green spots all over him, but he has lots of those orange blotches. So I think this is going to be a great trio of phantasticus being housed together. So we'll close that one up and move on to the next pairing. Okay, so the next pairing here, we're going to put this handsome boy. He's gonna be going in here with this female. So she's actually one of the animals that gave me a clutch most recently. So really excited to see what they produce. There you go, girl. Enjoy. Now these fans here are gonna get one of these containers. I just have to wait for the pandemic measures to lessen, because buying these containers is considered non-essential, so they're getting a deli cup lay site for now. So first we have this chunky lady who's a proven breeder, and then the male that's going in with her is this stunning boy right here. As you can see, he has tons of pattern. He's just gorgeous. He's not really fired up, but you can make out how nice he is. And let him into the enclosure. There you go, buddy. Okay, so our last actual breeding pair that we're gonna be putting in are here. This female is super cool. As you can see, she has some beautiful leaf patterns. We're gonna be putting her in here, obviously. So there you go, girl. There you go. Welcome to your home. Now the male that's going with her is super cool. Really nice big tail, good structure. I think he'll be really cool to contrast with that female. So, here you go, bud. Go ahead. So yeah, that's our last pair. The last enclosure is going to be housing 2 extra males together that are not part of any breeding currently. So let's go ahead and put them in their new home too. This is a younger male. He probably could breed, but I prefer to wait some time. So we'll put him in his enclosure. There you go, bud. And then this is the other male here. There we go. Whew. Let's get that door closed before he gets more jumpy. Okay, they're in. Fantastic! With a PH, everybody. You know what the best part of this is? Now I have all these containers that I can wash and use for raising crested gecko babies in the next few weeks. Because I think we're gonna expect our first clutch to hatch from Pingu soon, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, friends, take a look. All of the fans are in their new enclosures here, and I'm really excited to see how this is gonna go. Well, everybody, there you have it. I sincerely hope you enjoyed watching today's leaf-tailed gecko update video. As you can see, the animals are really thriving. I've had the opportunity to pair up several of them as well, and we have eggs, 4 already. And who knows, hopefully those pairings take, and there'll be many more where those came from. In the meantime, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the animals respond to these new sterile but much larger enclosures. I'm really adamant that the ventilation aspect is key here and that it has a lot to do with the animals thriving long term. So I'm looking forward to documenting this experience and sharing it with everyone. I think that the misting cycles are going to ensure a overall high level of humidity, and we're not going to have a lot of stagnant air with those fans on, promoting and ensuring that that level of ventilation is there constantly. I think it's going to work real well, and in any case, you're going to learn all about it in an update. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I keep saying the same things over and over. Thank you. Really appreciate your support. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys all next Tuesday for our next video. And let me just say, next week's gonna be really exciting, especially Friday. All right, guys, take care. See you all. Bye. If you want to see more videos pertaining to Uroplatus or satanic leaf-tailed geckos, check out the playlist up above for more content pertaining to these incredible, or what am I missing out on that opportunity to say, fantastic geckos. Bye, guys.